I don't know how to change that. I guess I'll slow down a little bit. But some of you are a few years in, and then some of you have been here a few decades, kind of like me. This is my 20th year with Cutco. But whatever level you're at, I don't know if those of you that have been talking to your clients a lot, I've been making a lot of calls over the last 4 weeks to my clients, and I've found that people are in one of three groups. When I ask people, how is everything going? There's one of three things people are telling me. Number one, your business has been affected a lot. Number two, it's business as usual. And then some people are like, the Bhhs team, like Rory was talking about, where they've never been busier. So whatever category of these three that you're in, what I wanted to do today to kind of answer Rory's question is give you 3 keys to client retention right now and some strategies to illustrate these 3 things. I've been doing some of them, and some of them I can actually improve on, which is why I'm covering them, because don't they say the best way to learn something is to teach it? So hopefully the things that I'm talking about I can do better myself. So a lot of you, I know you know me, but a little bit about me. I've owned my Cutco distributorship now for 20 years, and I've learned a lot of different things, working with real estate agents, lenders, builders, and then just, people buying stuff for their house. I've learned that people can take action on things they're certain about, and I'm not sure if anyone can relate to this, but like the first week, kind of all this stuff started happening and things were shutting down and like all my events were canceled. I felt really kind of like uncertain, and after about a week or so, I was like, well, I need to do something. Like I need to, run my business and figure out like what can I be certain about. So these are some 3 things that I've become certain about and done every single day, because if you take action now and be proactive, you're going to reap the benefits of the real estate market. And I don't know, I'm sure Rory and Kate have talked about this on other calls or other seminars, and I'm sure some of you have read this, but I've been reading and kind of researching like shifts in the real estate market, and what I found was the facts are, in the last 5 market shifts, 4 of those 5, the real estate market actually improved. So it was actually an opportunity. And so are you going to be a real estate agent that is like all of you on the call that are actually having a positive mindset? You're sticking this out, and you're going to be the one your clients go to now and in the future because you were there for them when they needed you. So think about where you want to be when this shift goes through. Do you want to be the one that reaps the benefits of the improved market, or do you want to be left behind? So some of you already know the 3 things I'm going to talk about, and some of you know them but like aren't doing them or aren't doing them enough. So think about the things that you want to kind of schedule and accomplish more of. So keep in mind these 3 tips are in order of importance. So the first one's most important, then the second, and then the third one. So tip number 1 is call 10 clients per day. I'm sure a lot of you are doing this, but I know we all kind of know we should be doing it, but ask yourself, like, when's the last time you actually you called 10 of your clients? So when you call people, be of service. Ask them how they're doing, build rapport. Ask them about something going on in their life. But remember, you are a really valuable resource. Many times I ask, like, my friends and family will be at something and they ask, what do you do for a living? And I say, oh, I help realtors with their closing gifts. Who's your realtor? A lot of them don't even know one realtor. And so when you call them, you can be that resource that connects them with a lender to defer their next payment. Maybe you're someone who, I know right now the SBA loans are kind of, I guess, not available, but maybe you can help answer their questions on how some of those things work and resources. Think about it. If you call someone now and, help someone with, just having someone to talk to or defer their payments or something, you're going to be that realtor that gets that, $500,000 listing in October when that person, says, oh, hey, talking to their sister-in-law and says, Stacy really helped me with this, or, Jerry really helped me with this. They've been there for me, and I think they'd be great to help you. Those 10 calls that you make every single day right now are going to reap rewards for you down the road. So Number 2, so this is, remember, order of importance. So the first thing is call at least 10 people per day. Number 2, and you've heard some of me talk about this when I've spoken at your meetings in the past, 5 handwritten cards and or send someone a gift. Right now is the most vital time for this. It's when people need it the most. Think about you don't have to raise your hands, but think about the last time you opened your mailbox and there was a handwritten note for you. Can anyone remember? It's pretty awesome, right? When you get something like that. So think about, who can you write a note to? Well, most valuable. So I don't know if any of you, this took me a while to do, but when you make a list of your clients and you kind of identify the top 10 to 20%, because we all know, we've all heard 80% of your business comes from 10 to 20% of your clients, or sorry, 80-20. So 80% of your business comes from 20% of your clients, 80% of your volume comes from 20% of your actions. So the 80-20 rule. Maybe the 1, 2, or 3-year home anniversary of clients, that might be significant. Write them a handwritten note. Congratulations on being in your house a year, 2 years, 3 years. You all have a database, right? So if you've been in the business a few years, maybe you can write those anniversary notes for people. Think about right now, where are people spending a lot of time? Their house, right? So people are realizing their houses are too small, their kitchens need to be remodeled, people are getting sick of their house. So stay in front of them so you can be the one they're like, yeah, we are kind of outgrowing this house. We might need to upgrade and get a classroom for all this homeschooling, right? But think about ways you can write notes to people, especially your top people, because those are the things that make them feel loved and appreciated, and it's going to make them think about sending you referrals. The third thing, and again, remember, this is the third most important, not the first. So this is the one where I probably need to get better at, but maybe some of you are doing it well, and some could do better with it. The third thing is value-added social media. So right now is a very challenging time for social media. I know one day there was some Monday a few weeks ago. At the end of the day, I was like, I'm happier than usual. What's going on? And I realized I had taken Instagram and Twitter off my phone that morning, and it kind of made me realize how negative some of it is. So think about, don't be like everybody else. Post some of this positive stuff. I have a realtor client, some of you might know him, Ted, but he posts all the time, just he's baking bread. Him and his son are making honey. They started making honey with bees. He sometimes posts things about his listings, but usually it's just fun, pictures of tulips. It's all very positive. It's all very real, but it's be that positive voice. If you try to follow people that you're inspired by. Realtors who maybe are a little farther ahead of you in listings or in success, maybe follow them and see what they're posting. They're probably posting some pretty positive things. So I've been trying to be really strategic on following positive people that have interesting things about the market, about the world, about nature, whatever, and try to keep those positive things and interesting things on your feeds. You can do, right now, everyone's kind of fumbling around with social media. So make some of those videos, do some Facebook Lives. One thing I would say right now, people are home more, people want to connect more. I've been FaceTiming with some of my clients, which I wasn't really doing a few months ago, but it's really fun to get FaceTime with your clients. Even, Lisa, even if you don't have makeup on, I still want to FaceTime with you. I'm just kidding. So think about things you can do. Add value to your client's day. Again, not everyone, I would ask you to raise your hand, but if any of you have heard of this app, Marco Polo, everyone's getting on it. You can record these video messages and just send them back and forth. It's really fun. So think about how you can kind of not spend all your time on social media, but maybe spend a tiny bit more time being strategic with it. Maybe schedule a call with an agent in your market or in another market that's really good with social media. So the 3 tips again were call 10 clients a day. Number 2 is 5 handwritten cards per day minimum. And number 3 is value-added positive social media. So the goal with all 3 of these actions is to be of service and be a positive influence that your clients not only like, but they admire. They look up to you. What are you doing right now to get new buyers and sellers? These 3 things are definitely one way to start. A lot of people have asked me, like, Rory asked me last week, like, how's business going? And, my kind of response has been, it's business as usual, and it's even a little bit busier, but that's because it was a choice I had to make. Like, I feel like sometimes I'm telling people, I feel like I'm working twice as hard to get half the results, but right now, in this market, in this situation, it's not necessarily about your results. Some people are getting great results, and some people aren't getting, as good of results, but I'm practicing what I preach with the calls. I'm doing, like, on average, I've made 100 to 130 phone calls every single week. So I'm working really hard, but it's been a really good opportunity to connect with people. People want to hear from you. I talked to one of my colleagues out in California the other day, and he said his call with his client was like, he said it was the highlight of his day because he's so bored. So some people, people really want to hear from you right now, and they're more likely to pick up the phone. So my question for you all is, and you don't have to answer this, but think about, how committed are you to what you're building on a scale of 1 to 10? If you're not a 10, that's okay, but maybe if you're at like a 6, maybe you can move to an 8. So it's really, how committed are you right now to the business, to serving your clients, because people need you right now. There will be more for the top producers after the shift. Agents that stick around are going to be the ones that reap the benefits. So going back to the question, well, actually, I'll take like 1 second break. Does anyone have any questions so far? Good? Okay, I got a thumbs up from where I like it. So why is it business as usual right now? Lots of effort. People that are working are getting the results, just like Rory said at the beginning. And for me, like, no, I don't know, I think Jerry said this at the beginning of the call. People are cooking and, eating together as a family more than ever. How many times on average are you cleaning out your dishwasher every day? It's crazy, right? Did you ever know you could use your dishwasher so much? So right now, people are cooking, using knives more, and never has appreciating and contacting your clients and sphere been more important. So what I wanted to kind of share, hopefully some of these tips have been valuable, but I kind of wanted to share some things. I'm really grateful to work with Cutco right now because they're doing lots of different things to make it better, easier, more affordable for people to use our gifts, because right now appreciation and gratitude are the things that are so important in the actions that you take and the reaching out to people that you do. So gratitude and appreciation are really what are going to put you ahead in this market. So we have been, helping realtors, lenders, builders with their gifts. What we basically do, and some of you have used our gifts before and some of you haven't, kind of an overview of what we do is most people give some kind of gift to say thank you, right? And typically people will give gift cards, baskets, bottles of wine, dinners out, plants. People like whatever you give them, but what happens to most gift? It gets eaten, drank, spent. Unfortunately, gift cards can't always be used at this moment, so they're usually used right away or they can't be used. So what we do at Cutco is we take it, we brand it with your logo, name, and information on the product itself. So it turns your gift into a branding tool, and right now more than ever, people are gathered in the home. So I had 2 clients, I'll share that, I wasn't going to share this, but because I completely forgot, but I had 2 real estate agents reach out to me over the last 2 weeks, and they said, Katie, did you realize that you guys have all these videos that like show how to use each of the knives? And I was like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. So they've actually been, they're looking for ways to reach out to their clients, to add some value, add some cheer, but not in a salesy way. So they've actually been sending our videos out that actually are like a cooking demo of how to use each knife. And they said the response has been amazing. As people are like, I never really knew how to use that. I didn't know the right way to cut with it. I didn't know what I could cut with it. So they're getting a lot of value out of that. So a couple of things that we're doing with our gifts that's kind of different. And many of you, I don't know if I've told a lot of you this, but number one is we can now direct ship to your clients. So I have some clients who will order the gifts from me and they'll mail them out, or they'll drop them on someone's porch, 6 feet distance, obviously. Or a lot of people are taking advantage these days of our drop shipping. So if you order a small supply of gifts, we can actually mail them out for you with a nice letter so you don't have to even touch it. Number 2 is we have a personalized letter that's customized to you that you can send out that shows what each tool is used for, what Cutco is. It's been around since the 40s. It's guaranteed forever. And it also has a little hint, like there's a little line on the bottom that says, P.S., for every referral you refer us, we're going to add to your Cutco set. So it's actually a way for them to build the set. Number 3, this is actually, I had an agent from, it was the Town and Country office told me this Wednesday. She's like, thanks to Cutco for doing this. This is awesome. But they lowered our gift minimum. Usually you have to order like 6 of certain items, 12 of certain items. There's no minimums right now. Cutco said if they want to engrave 1 or 2 pieces, 4 pieces, there's no minimum. And then there's also quantity discounts start at 6, not at 10. One new thing is we bill you over 2 or 3 months, 5 months, 12 months. We can bill you over time, so it keeps you even with your cash flow. Let's see if I missed anything. Just remember, the actions you take now pay dividends later. I did promise Rory I would do a drawing. You guys do not understand how much I appreciate all your business over the years, all your support, texts, calls. It's a fun group to work with. So I promised Rory I'd do something special. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a drawing. Okay, so everyone